Be clear about your boundaries, because sometimes the reason why people disrespect us is because they don't really know that you have boundaries.
Syempre, we should address issues in truth and love.
Gentleness. But before we get into that, if you're watching on Spotify, go ahead and follow the show and drop a rating. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you're on Facebook, make sure to follow my page, Joyce Pring, for updates and extra content. All right, let's get into it.
Oy, question and answer pod.
Ooh, that's a good one. You're the one always working around people. How did you pick like sila Mikoy and sila Kiel? What were the things that you really focused on?
I don't think ako personally, I don't think picking friends is something that I focus on. Siguro sumusunod na lang din 'yun kung magkaka-vibes kami.
Okay.
So, that's what happened. Yung kay Mikoy kasi, he has always been available at maliban dun we started at the same time. That's why sobrang laki na ng ano ng common ground namin. And with si Lakiel naman, I was always with him. Situationally, I was always with him. Kaya it's really different from, an office setting na siguro you can talk about. Pero siguro ako, if
Nakita ko, I've never been in an office setting.
hindi, baka you
Meron
have
akong guide. Okay,
oo,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that's the reason. Pero siguro ako how
Just from your
ap-
experience of picking good friends.
apart from that, as long as you gauge that your friends aren't pulling you down
Mm-hmm.
and building you up, I think dun pa lang makikita mo na these people are are a good people, a good group to hang out with.
Yeah.
Ganyan. And hindi lang siya basta good time eh. I know there are a lot of friends and I do have friends na that would always have good times and that are afraid to talk about, the difficult conversations or parang minsan may nagkakainggitan. Alam mo, may ganung
Yeah.
vibe talaga eh, na parang dinadivert lang palagi sa, o tara mag-ano tayo, good time tayo or inuman tayo, ganyan-ganyan. Kapag na sight mo na yun, I think makikita mo na parang, teka lang, hindi ito maganda as I'm growing older. Kasi syempre, what you want are friends or a community that will push you forward and not drag you down.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I think also one thing that I look for. So I feel like I am very good at picking friends. Would you agree?
Oo naman, oo
Okay.
naman.
Bakit parang ang tagal ng sagot mo?
Oo, hindi ano lang talaga si Joyce kasi ano yung tawag doon? Parang yung wine lang eh, acquired taste. Acquired taste yung friends niya. So parang
Bakit acquired? I-explain mo yung sarili mo, nanonood yung mga friends ko ng podcast.
acquired taste.
Bakit sila acquired taste?
Ano siya eh, parang filtered na. Alam mo yung gusto mo ng yun nga, hindi
Yes,
it's not
because
it,
it's very opposite from what you were saying. I naman am very, very picky with the people that I become friends
yeah.
with. So I do have a lot of, I would say, what are those? Parang, not necessarily.
Nonchalant friends.
Oh, parang friends. Oh, 'di ba? Parang colleagues ganyan. Pero hindi talaga
Yeah.
acquaintances. Pero hindi talaga yung deep friends. But like my friends, I've been friends with for 5, 10, 20 plus years because I really do believe in the importance of choosing your friends wisely. And I don't mean being mean to other people and then being nice to the ones that you choose, but I mean being intentional, spending time, investing in those relationships, being present for them, loving on them, like scheduling time together, inviting them to your home, inviting them to your life. The reason why I say that is because your friends, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Like tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. And if you see who my friends are, I will be very proud of who you think I am because they're good people. You're right. Acquired taste sila in the sense na I already like sobrang strong personality. Some of them are very eccentric. Some of them are, different walks of life talaga. So from what I got from what you said, love, To choose your friends is to look for chemistry. To choose your friends is to look for people who will not drag you down or pull you down, but actually uplift you, encourage you, and help you to be better. And to choose your friends is to be open to all sorts of people, all kinds of people, right? And sometimes timing is a big factor in that. For me, if you're in an office setting and you're actively looking to create a friend group, look for the people who share the same values as you. Like, that is the number one thing for me. If you guys share the same values, it doesn't matter kung ano yung interests nyo. Like, I have a best friend who does not know anything. I have a best friend who is in love with Star Wars. I have a best friend who is in love with fashion. I have all of these friends who don't, necessarily share the same interests as me, but because we have the same values, we value the same things, we prioritize the same things, we love spending time with each other. So that's the number one thing. Pangalawa, yun talaga, chemistry, having fun together, knowing how you guys will have a good time, something that you can bond over. Maganda yun na parang, okay, with Chrissy, I bond over music. With Dan, I bond over art. With Faith, I bond over like random things, food, culture, whatever, right? With Bliss, I bond over theology. And with Ateron, I bond over whatever, right? So you pick the friends and, find the thing that you can bond over. And if you're in an office setting, you want to be with a group of people that doesn't waste their time gossiping about others, putting other people down, 'di ba? Parang dapat kayo pare-pares kayo ng value system at pare-pares kayo ng goals at walang competition in the sense na okay, kahit na same tayo ng work, same tayo ng or magkaiba man tayo ng departments, 'di ba? We pull each other up, we help each other be excellent in the things that we're doing. And we ask each other to spend time outside of the office that actually helps each other. Like, it's not bad naman if you want to hang out, maybe get one drink, maybe, hang out with your friends. But you want to hang out with people who are like, oh, pickleball tayo, or let's run a marathon together. Like what you said, people who will really lift you up.
Mhm. This is very it's very crucial kung yung picking friends.
Yeah.
Medyo underrated nga siya of adulting
Mm-hmm.
because the famous saying goes, you become like the people
Yeah. 5 people you spend your time
you
with.
spend your most time with.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya yun nga, kung mga kaibigan mo sa office or even outside work, or even the people that you listen to sa mga podcast, etc., you become like them when you spend
Yeah.
time with them. So, kung nakikita mo na parang, amazed ako sa nito, parang, or this is someone, you want to learn more from,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep that, invest in that relationship even more.
Yeah, that's right. You pick up the vernacular, the habits of the people that you spend a lot of time with. So be
Oo.
careful with and kung meron ka na nakikita na parang okay, I don't like that has happened to me na parang initially I vibed with a person and then parang getting to know them deeper. Nakita ko na ay ang hilig pala magchismis nitong taong to.
Oo.
And that's not a hate on anybody who, well, technically, you know what guys, tigilan natin yung chismis sa 2025.
Oo.
I vote no chismis 2025. Pero yun nga, parang I just realized na, that's not the kind of conversations that I want. So I try to veer away from those conversations. But if this person keeps putting it back there, tapos yun lang talaga yung interesado siya, then maybe it's not the right friendship for
Yeah.
you, right?
There's a right balance to it as well, kasi syempre when as Christians we are called to be salt and light of the world. So we are talaga parang sinalang talaga tayo ni God dito
Yeah.
sa mundo, sa broken world na ito, na to spread the gospel, to share them the gospel, and
To model Christ
to
likeness.
point them to Jesus. So wag mo lang gagawin na ikaw yung nai-influence. Pero of course, when we see people, syempre in your discernment, already sinning or going up against the Bible or your values, you make it a point na to bring them or influence them towards the truth, di ba?
Yeah.
Which is towards God. So just don't let them be the one influencing you, is what I
Yeah.
want to say.
And you're right kasi parang sometimes, and that's one of the things when I was a young Christian, I think maybe that's one of also the reasons why I actively sought out friends who had different interests, different walks of life from me. Because I remember somebody telling me, one of my mentors, sabi niya, the last thing that you want is to be in an echo chamber of other Christians. Because that will not make you a good apologetic. That will not make you a good Christian. That will not make you a good person in general. If you're just in an echo chamber, constantly listening to the things that you like to hear, constantly getting affirmed with the beliefs that you have to be able to challenge yourself with other belief systems, other worldviews, other walks of life, other interests. But at the same time, sobrang importante yung sinasabi mo, how do you stand firm in your values, in
Yeah.
your belief system? That requires a lot of personal work, a lot of integrity, a lot of discipline that you have to constantly work on. And that, we're talking about how to pick good friends, right? The right friends. Always make sure at the same time, while you're thinking about who to be friends with, that you by yourself are a good friend too. Like,
Yeah.
are you giving life to people? Are you encouraging, challenging other people? Are you the kind of friend that is inspiring, that is encouraging, that is somebody that they can call when they go through something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yun, grabe, ganda. Hindi na yung mag-ano tayo, add friend lang tayo sa Facebook ng para dumami yung ano
o
natin,
hindi na
yung
uso yun,
testimonials
love.
natin.
Ano yun?
Ano ba yun?
Friendster
Ay, Friendster
yun.
pala yun. Wala na palang
Hindi
ganun.
na uso
Yun,
yun.
hindi na pala uso.
Hindi na alam ng mga Gen Z
Ah,
listeners natin
ah.
yan. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, may nagpa-picture sa akin nung nasa Alabang tayo.
Talaga?
Tapos, dalawa silang Gen Z. Sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako. As in, I have Gen Z watch. Sabi nila, hi, Ate Joyce. I love watching
Can we
your
take a
podcast.
0.5 selfie, ganon?
Hindi nagpa-picture siya dun sa friend niya. Tapos, alam mong Gen Z kasi yung suot nila pang early 2000s. Tapos mukha talaga silang babies. Tapos sabi ko, I can't believe I have Gen Z listeners. Tapos tumawa lang sila. So that's how I knew they were actually Gen Z. So to those two beautiful young ladies who took a photo with me in Alabang, you know who you guys are. Shout out to you. Thank you for keeping your Ate Joyce relevant. Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Di
Wala
ba
na
yun?
yata, hindi na yata uso yun eh.
Okay,
Ano na
sorry.
yata, Kendrick Lamar yata ang uso ngayon eh.
Yeah. Okay. Paano?
Ganon. Di ba
Say,
mali
Jake.
yata.
Okay.
Uy! Relax. Na-disrespect ako dun.
Keep your...
Na-disrespect ako sa question na yun.
Oh, sige. Paano?
Ha?
Ano? Disrespectful people in your circle? Wala kasi kaming ganun eh.
Disrespectful people in your circle.
You know, do you have something that you'd like to say?
I'll
Sige.
start off with, syempre we should address issues in truth and love.
Okay. Gentleness. Joke.
Yun yung baseline.
Mm-hmm.
Yun yung baseline ng how we ought to do it. Of course, we're not perfect. Sometimes, syempre, depende sa situation. And we're not proud of it. Syempre, na-hurt tayo. Na-hurt tayo or syempre, and we rebuttal with disrespect as well.
Yeah.
Pero ultimately, yun yung para sa akin.
Yeah.
Na I have encountered very disrespectful people.
Okay, sample.
So
without naming names.
Okay.
Wow, parang may balak kang i-name eh.
Hindi. Okay. So,
Without naming names.
meron akong good friend. Tapos...
Ibahin mo ng konti yung situation.
Oo.
Kasi baka yung good friend ba nanonood ng podcast?
Meron akong good friend na madalas kaming magbiruan. So, nagpapahinga na ako sa upuan ko. Tapos, kinuha niya yung tsinelas ko.
Okay.
Pagkakuha niya yung tsinelas ko, nilagay niya sa somewhere, sa taas ng somewhere. Tapos, akala niya nakikipagbiruan ako.
Okay.
Hindi ako nakikipagbiruan nung time na yun.
So, napipikon ka na ng mga panahong yun?
Nagbigay ako ng verbal warning. Na
Okay.
parang, that's what I would do. Pero in love. Na parang, I don't appreciate that. Please do give it back. Ganyan. So, syempre, gradually mo, sabihin. Pero sometimes may uh, there are situations where you really have to put your foot down
Okay.
na being firm na yun so sinabi ko sa kanya hindi ko gusto yung pakibalik.
Mm.
Ayun, so I didn't budge and yun binalik niya sa akin yung tsinelas ko eventually. 'Di ba parang ano lang, ano lang, situational siya siyempre pero parang for me talaga is setting the boundary. Siyempre kapag may oras ng biruan, ta's may oras ng you really have to read the room na maging seryoso ka.
Wow, coming from you, ah.
Oy, hindi ako yung mahina mag-read the room dito. May iba dito.
Ako ba? Sino? Ako ba?
Hindi. Malakas naman yung read the room mo.
Ba't ako?
Malakas yung read the room. But I don't think I misread the
Joke
room.
lang.
I don't think
Hindi yung seryoso tayo dito sa... Ay, nako. Hindi naman seryoso.
Yeah. Meron kasi akong ano di ba? I mask awkward situations in humor.
Yeah, you mask everything in humor though. So that's just like your first reaction. Yeah. Well, okay. For me, it's pretty much the same. If you have a disrespectful person in your life, be clear about your boundaries because sometimes the reason why people disrespect us is because they don't really know that you have boundaries. I think that's what happened, di ba? What you were saying na siguro dahil sobrang close nyo, akala niya pwede kanyang pagtripan ng ganon. Pero the moment that you start setting the boundaries, then he started respecting it, right? So, in general, for me, that's the first thing. I don't like the tone that you're talking to me in. I don't like the way that you said that. I don't like that you confronted me in front of my friends. Please don't do that again. Like, just set a clear boundary. I don't like it when you talk about my whatever, my husband like that. That's very disrespectful. Whatever that boundary is, verbalize it and make it clear and ask the person, do you understand? Do you understand that I don't like it when you do that? Do you understand that that's not something that I want to happen again? Set that boundary. But be gracious. Katulad ng sinabi ni Juancho, ako kasi very straightforward ako. So that's one of the things that I have to work on because I look like I'm about to kill you and I'm just literally just setting a boundary. Like, I'm just like saying, don't do that to me. Like, don't do that. I don't like that. That's very disrespectful. That's the first thing. Pangalawa, set the boundary, be gracious, and give another chance. Like, give another shot to this person. But if they keep doing it, then you have to confront them na in the sense na, okay, why do you keep doing this? Why do you think it's necessary for you to make fun of me in front of my friends? Or whatever it is, right? Why do you think it's necessary for you to fill in the blank of this boundary that they keep on crossing? And then maybe give a warning, right? Like, you know what? If you keep doing that, I don't think we can be friends anymore or something like that. Or I think we need to, reassess this friendship or set new boundaries for this friendship and things like that because it'll keep on happening.
Yeah.
It'll keep on happening if you don't do those things. And sometimes, alam mo, minsan hindi talaga alam ng mga tao how to properly navigate social situations. And I find that's also very true in Filipino setting. Kasi lahat tayo chums eh. Di ba, to be fair? Lahat tayo close, lahat tayo chums. And kahit sa showbiz parang napapansin ko, ganun talaga eh. Like, even in whatever setting that you're in, whether you're in showbiz, you're in the office, whatever it is, just a regular friend, you're in school, feeling close tayong lahat in general as a culture of Filipinos, right? Because we're closely knit. We grew up with close-knitted families. We grew up with close friends. So parang feeling natin, pwede tayo maging feeling close kahit kanino. So you have to really verbalize it and make sure that the other person understands where you're coming from. Like, explain, why do I feel disrespected? Or do you feel disrespected, right? Like, I feel disrespected when you do blank. And the reason why I feel disrespected is because blank. The next time, I would like for you to do this instead, blank. Diba?
Yeah.
So, it's like toddler training eh. Kasi ganun pag toddlers eh. You set the boundary. You set why you set that boundary. What you feel when they disrespect that boundary. And then you give them a pathway that will both benefit you.
Yeah. Or may mga on a totally different market naman.
Okay.
Siyempre kapag wala ka naman relationship with, just like what you said na, wala ka naman relationship with a guy and very disrespectful siya. I think it would be the wisest thing to do. Although, hindi para sa ego mo, Pero para sa sarili mo, you should just walk away.
Walk away, yeah.
Oh,
There are
I'm not
times
gonna
talaga, yeah.
yeah, you just don't take it. Pero
Oh,
siyempre marami it's very nuanced kasi depende pa rin talaga sa sitwasyon. But ideally, please do just walk away. Unless you're threatened and then may
factors
ibang
na
mga
kailangan na
factors to
lang.
consider na or other people that you love are threatened. But generally, when you're insulted, syempre turn the other cheek. And alam mo yun, parang you know, it's not gonna be a requirement for you to deal with most likely X, Y, and Z all the time naman di ba? So parang,
Ikwento mo na.
yeah, alam ba?
Yung sa pickup.
Ano yung sa pickup?
Oh, di ba ikaw yung artista?
Ano? Ano nga ba yun?
Pwede ko ikwento?
So, okay. So,
Redacted,
ano na,
redacted yung,
well,
redacted
or
yung
yeah,
position sa
ano
names.
talaga siya. I-nerf ko ng sobra. I-nerf ko ng sobra. So, kami ni Joyce, lagyan pa ba ng disclaimer? Hindi na.
Okay lang,
Okay
sige.
lang. So, syempre kami ni Joyce, nakaset up yung finances namin nang hindi kami nagsisplurge sa mga hindi namin kailangan as of the
Simple
moment.
lang kami mga tao.
So, malaking-malaki doon na nagpapatayo kami ng bahay and we want to build our family the right way and not trying to, be flashy.
Yes.
So,
Okay na yan.
having
Yes.
said that, we do have our vehicles. We have vehicles right now that serve its purpose.
That's true, that's true.
Well,
Okay. Yes.
well,
Fully paid, fully paid.
fully paid it serves its purpose well. So one day when I was at work, uh, I was hanging out with in my at the said vehicle, yung pang taping ko. Tapos nakita nung someone staff or some
Basta na
oh,
someone.
nakita ng someone and then siguro na feel niya yung urge na parang to comment on my car. Sabi niya, "Oh, parehas lang kayo nung kotse nung
Okay, sige, go.
parehas lang kayo nung kotse nung assistant director? Eh di ba dapat marami kang pera? Bakit ganyan lang yung kotse mo?" Sabi ko. Sabi ko. Tas, I just smiled. Siyempre, there were a million ways to answer that. Or even for me, di ba, na parang I could have, uh,
Hmm.
I could have said a lot of things. Pero I really chose not to. Kasi di ba, sino ba yung gusto kong patunayan? Ano ba yung gusto kong patunayan, di ba?
Yeah.
Wala naman akong gustong patunayan at that point. Na parang, I have, uh, I am very aware of where I am in my life
Mhm.
and satisfied in it na umabot na sa point na parang okay lang. Okay lang, 'di ba? I'm fine. I love my car. I love what I use, 'di ba? It gets me places. I'm very blessed to have it because it doesn't break down.
Yeah, tsaka parang you know what? It says more about the person who said that, yung comment niya, than what it actually says about you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you making that comment says more about you than it does about me. It doesn't say that, wala palang pera to eh, kasi ganyan lang yung kotse niya. No, it tells me that your gauge of what a wealthy person looks like is if they have flashy cars or not. And I think that in itself is problematic to say
It's
the
it's
least.
it's slightly toxic, 'di ba? Syempre kasi what you want to focus on is 'di ba parang it's wealthy. It's
Yeah.
not yung richness of your own personal brand, 'di
Parang
ba?
outside look lang siya. And you know what, guys? Tigilan na natin yung ganong mentality because that's the reason why so many people are in debt. They are swimming in debt. They have no money in their bank because they're just trying to look rich instead of actually being rich. So let's not do that. But
Yeah.
I wanted Juancho to tell that story because when he said that, I felt like that was a really good response for such a disrespectful, unnecessarily disrespectful comment.
Yeah, tsaka guys, mahal na mahal ko talaga yung kotse na yun. Mahal
Yes.
na mahal ko yung Isuzu D-Max ko. Really,
Wow.
it's
Tsaka
really
20, ano lang
oh,
yun,
sobrang
bago-bago lang yun.
reliable na kotse siya
Brand
for
new
me.
namin yung binili, tsaka fully paid yun, no?
Ang reliable niya for me, matipid sa sa diesel, 'di ba? What more
Tama!
can you ask for?
Safe.
'Di
It's
ba?
good.
Hindi
Yeah.
ako nababaha, 'di ba?
Yun. So, also, I think that's a good reminder for anybody out there that you shouldn't allow yourself to be defined by the disrespect of others. Like, many people have their own traumas, their own baggages that they carry into relationships, and they'd be like, because of this particular thing, hindi ka ka-respeto sa akin. Hindi maganda yung kotse mo, hindi ka ka-respeto. Like, I'm gonna show you disrespect. So, unless you know in yourself that I am living a life that is pleasing to the Lord. I am living a life where I'm not stepping on anybody. I am living a life that is worthy of the gospel that we proclaim, right? Whatever it may be for you. If people disrespect me, that's their problem na lang, diba? So set that boundary, acknowledge it, things like that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, ganda ng episode na to, guys, Syempre, sana may mga nakuha kayo sa mga
Yun na yun?
tanong natin. Oh, 26 minutes na.
Sige, okay na yun. That's it for this episode. We're gonna be returning to 1 episode per week because tapos na ang marathon training.
Yes!
So we'll be shooting,
Every
random,
now and then.
date nights. Baka pwede kaming kwentuhan dito so that you guys have new episodes. So yeah, thank you for keeping Adulting with Joyce Pring in the background. Especially to my Gen Z viewers out there. Let's
Actually,
go!
ako naghahanap ako ng mga ng baby boomer fans out there. Or the silent generation fans.
Don't worry, love. See, Mommy Patty's for sure watching all of the episodes that you're in.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you on the next episode.
We love you.
Bye! Kuya, come here. You have to say hi to the microphone. What do you want to say? Come here. Come here.
Yeah,
You don't
what
have to
is
be in the
it?
camera. What were you looking at?
Just looking this one.
What's that?
Watch.
What's your watch? Whose watch is that?
No.
Whose watch is that? Don't put it on the floor. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.